It is transfer deadline day. All of the latest West Ham United transfer updates are coming next right here on West Ham Unofficial, with just a few hours left of the January transfer window. Coming up next. Yes, with just 9 hours left of the January transfer window, it looks like there's going to be one outgoing to West Ham, but as things stand, currently no incomings to the London Stadium, which is a genuine concern for the club. Just an update about what we're doing here on West Ham Unofficial today. There'll be a build-up show later on for the Bournemouth game, and maybe if things do progress, a further transfer update. If that happens, the yellow tie is ready to go. There it is. Not quite here for this show, but of course, if anything does progress, then we will bring you the update right here on West Ham Unofficial. So let's provide what the current sort of update is for West Ham, and it surrounds Saeed Benrahma. Actually, that's the only live sort of current transfer situation that is ongoing, and it seems we've had the news unconfirmed in the last few minutes actually that Saeed Benrahma has landed in Lyon ahead of a medical and a move to the Ligue 1 side for the rest of the season, with an option to buy the midfielder in the summer. And look, I think it's a good move probably for the football club. And but if we got somebody to come in the other way, I mean, it's just a bit silly, really, isn't it? We're finding ourselves in a situation where we're going to let a player go. Well, we've already got a squad that's quite weak. We're going to let a player go, and don't get me wrong, he is quite a poor, he's been really poor this season, and Saeed Benrahma's not been up to the standards that we'd all been hoping for. He had quite a decent start to his West Ham career, and then he's struggled ever since, really, and he was given a long stint in the starting lineup last season and just failed to impress massively. And with the inclusion of Kudus this season and Paqueta, and those three with Bowen alongside it as well, those three who have been so crucial to our success so far this season. Benrahma's just not had a look in the Premier League, and probably rightly so in that extent. And that's the way that we've got to look at it, is that he's not a player that's going to massively impact us throughout the rest of the season if he continues on the way he has been going for West Ham this season. I did predict at the time that kick into the ribs of the Bristol City player in the FA Cup will be his last kick for West Ham, and it seems that will be the case. But the only issue that I have with it is that we're going to get a decent amount of money for him in the summer if that option is activated from Lyon to sign him on a permanent basis. I've got no issue with that. But the only issue that I've got is that we're not bringing in a replacement currently. There's no advanced talks being had from Steiden and Noble and whoever else is involved to get a replacement in, which is concerning because we're not weakening the quality of the players that we're bringing in, but we're weakening the numbers we've got. And with Marshall going out on loan and a couple of the other youth players not going out on loan, and realistically, we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we've got our starting wingers, one, possibly two backup wingers, and then we're on to the youth. We need to bolster that rank if we're going to let go Benrahma. It's common sense. If you let one go, you've probably got to bring one in. And at this stage, it looks very unlikely that we're going to be bringing in a Saeed Benrahma replacement in the remaining 8 hours and 58 minutes left of the January transfer window. That's the only concern and nitpick that I've got currently with the situation. We've had all month to sort this out, and we've been scouting and we've been looking and discussing potential wingers, because we knew ever since the start of the campaign, since the start of the window, that we were going to probably let go, if not one or both, of Saeed Benrahma and Pablo Fornals. That was pretty common knowledge that we were trying to shift them at the door. And it seems like we had, we were getting into advanced talks with, the Saudi side for Jota, and we were looking to get Ibrahim Osman from FC Nordsjælland as well. But for the various complications that those deals have provided, we just haven't been able to get into contract negotiations to get those deals over the line, which has sort of left us in a state of apprehension about letting these players go, because we're like, hang on, we're now on deadline day and we're letting a player go and we've got no immediate replacement to come in. And that's the issue, because unless we do an absolute wonder deal and nobody's reported anything about a random winger, and we pop up and we announce the signing of a winger at 11 o'clock tonight, then we'll go masterclass from Steiden and Moyes and Noble. But I mean, I don't think it helps the fact that we're playing on deadline day as well. It's just an added distraction that we don't need. That's happened 2 times in a row now. Of course, it happened back in the summer when we played Luton on deadline day. Today, of course, we've got Bournemouth a little bit later on. So that's not going to help logistics in the situation. If we are going to try and bring in a player on the 11th hour of this January transfer window. And at the moment, it looks like we're going to let Benrahma go, and there's nobody coming in, which is why the fan base is just a little bit concerned about the situation. I see we've got in the chat. Hello, good afternoon to everybody watching. We live in hope. We certainly do. Afternoon, Lawrence. I hope you are well. He says not looking good for more players. Yeah, I mean for bringing players in, it doesn't look good, and I've been, sporadically refreshing my Twitter page all morning, living in hope, as Robert said, for some news and some advanced talks to begin. But as things stand currently, it looks like the only deal that is getting over the line to do with West Ham on deadline day is Said Benrahma with a loan move to Leon, and I'm going to talk about the sort of the logistics of that deal right now. So Said Benrahma has travelled to France after Leon reached an agreement with West Ham and the winger. So personal terms seem to be all agreed. It's a loan fee and a buy option worth £17 million in total. There are some issues to set with the 28-year-old, but it seems there's optimism between both camps that this deal can get done today on deadline day. Listen, he wants football, first team football. He's not going to get that at West Ham with the current situation and players that we have in his position. So he's leaving by all accounts. I don't think the quality of him is going to be missed, but I think just as a sort of on paper as a squad and the numbers, I think it just makes sense that we should have had a replacement lined up. We should have ignored all claims. We should have ignored all bids from all clubs about these wingers if we didn't have a replacement lined up. That's the bottom line. That's how a functioning football club works, especially on deadline day. You've got to be quite astute and quite switched on about it, that you can't just let a player go and then go, oh, right, we better find a replacement then. It's not just that easy, especially on deadline day. And even more, that's reinforced because it's January as well. So player wages and fees are inflated because clubs don't want to let players go, especially on deadline day in January. So you usually see a couple of big deals done, but apart from that, it tends to be quite quiet and doesn't live up to the expectation, purely because of the fact is that clubs don't want to let their players go on deadline day unless they've got or unless they feel they've got enough players in that position, or they've got a replacement lined up just ready to announce. And that has a knock-on effect on all clubs and all sort of inquiries that I expect that we'll make over the next 9 hours. Steiden's got to earn his money now. He's got to go out and try and work wonders. We can't fault Steiden so far for the signings he's made. Kudus, Alvarez, Mavropanos has been decent. That's the only one that's been a little bit dodgy. But Alvarez, Kudus have been absolutely exceptional. And he's got to earn his money again now. Ward Prowse, you can add to that as well. He's got to earn his money, go out, find a hidden gem that we can get done swiftly, get the medical done, and replace Saïd Benrahma on deadline day. I'm a bit on the fence because, we're playing as well. I'm a bit on the fence to whether we really are going to push for a player. It would make logical sense, but of course, things that make logical sense don't always make logical sense to those upstairs in West Ham. So, look, I think it's just a waiting game. If we get to about 3 or 4 o'clock and there's no news surfacing, then I think, we are struggling then. But who knows? We will wait and see. I don't think anybody's got a firm idea of what's going on, but there's plenty of sources reporting that the Saïd Benrahma deal is expected to be done. He is now in Lyon, completing his medical, finishing off and finalising personal terms ahead of his move. The 3-ring circus is back. Don't go to bed. If only we could see that at 9:30 tonight from the late, great David Gold. Don't go to bed, DG. That would be sensational tonight. There'll be a few retweets of that tweet tonight on Twitter, that is for sure. Don't go to bed, and hopefully that is the case. Of course, if you cast your mind back 4 years when we signed Jarrod Bowen on the 11th hour of the January transfer window on deadline day, the absolute scenes that day, and I mean, imagine if we could replicate that today in replacement of Saïd Benrahma. Robert says, I heard we were interested in a striker from Plymouth, Whitaker. Know nothing about him. I haven't seen that, Robert. I'm not entirely sure. I think if we're going to focus our, targeting on any position, it would make sense now for us to be going out and trying to find a winger. But I mean, I'm surfing the internet trying to find some rumours and trying to find us with in black and white, submitting offers and trying to push to sign a player, but currently there is nothing out there. I think there are a few deals that will go down to the wire. I don't think any of them will involve West Ham, but I mean, you never know. Deadline day is a funny day, and we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, there isn't a hell of a lot of news spreading around there. It's just my lunchtime update. I'm now going to eat my lunch and go back to school. And hopefully by the time I finish, we'll be in advanced talks of signing a winger. And Benrahma would have gone on loan with an option to buy for around £17 million in the summer. That would be a dream situation. But our attention for the team and David Moyes probably now turns to our preparation for our home game against Bournemouth, which gives us an opportunity to really push on and wedge quite a big gap between the chasing pack for that sixth spot in the Premier League. And let's just hope that we can do that, bring in a winger, let go Benrahma, and I think that'll be a perfect deadline date all in all. There has been talk of Brozier, not directly from West Ham, but I mean there's been some loan talk for him to go to some other Premier League clubs. I don't think our name has been specifically mentioned, but I mean, would I go for it? Yes, I would for a £5 million loan fee. I think that would be a no-brainer. But then again, Moyes thinks differently to us. I would take him if we're offered him now. Quickly jet him across London if he's available, get the medical done, and I think it's a body and more importantly a bit of quality that we can have through the middle, which could then push Bowen back out to the right hand side, which is his favourite position, and then I think that really resolves an issue there. But I'd be highly surprised if anything from that Brozier situation surfaced from a West Ham point of view. But he may go to a Wolves, I think I saw mentioned on loan. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It's unlikely, but I would take if Robert wouldn't. I don't know. No, leave Brozier. I don't know if it's Brozier or nobody. I'm taking Brozier, but let's just wait and see what Steiden does in the next 9 hours or so. But yeah, thanks for watching. Drop a like on the video. Fulham was the other club as well. Wolves and Fulham have been mentioned with conveying interest in Brozier. So it wouldn't surprise me if something happened there for either one of those clubs. But yeah, we'll keep you updated. Hit the like button, subscribe to West Ham Official if you are new. Thanks everybody for watching. Build-up show and further transfer update later on if anything happens in the West Ham world. And yeah, thanks for watching. Come on, you irons, and I will see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Just to reiterate, the transfer breaking news is that Benrahma has landed in Lyon ahead of a move to the French side. It's a loan until the end of the season with an option to buy for in excess of 16 to 17 million pounds in the summer if they want to activate that option to buy in the agreement. So yeah, that's the news. There's no current immediate news about a replacement for Benrahma, but we'll keep you updated on that front and we will see you soon. Thank you very much and bye-bye.